Donald Trump was speaking at a Republican conference today, and he said that, well, I guess I won't be running again unless you say he's so good we have to figure something else. Now, I'm sure it was kind of an attempt at a joke and a realization on his part that he can't run again. He's only got 4 years. Now, there's speculation as to whether or not he's even going to survive these 4 years. Could he get 25th Amendmented by Vance? Possibly. Could he get impeached and removed if Democrats retake Congress in the midterms? Possibly. You never know. 4 years is a long time. Could his health not last? That's entirely possible. There's tons of reasons as to what could happen. Now, that being said, if he was serious about running for another term, a couple things with that. One, he's not allowed. 22nd Amendment of the Constitution says that you can only serve 2 terms unless you are a vice president who has succeeded a president to fill out their term, and then you are limited to a max of 10 years. Otherwise, it is 2 terms. Donald Trump will be on his second term. It says nothing about 2 consecutive terms. It just says 2 terms. If they wanted them to, if they were worried about consecutive or something, they would have said that. Now, Donald Trump does not have the votes to pass a constitutional amendment to figure something else out, like he said in his speech. They're not going to be able to do it. They barely have 50% margins in the House. They're going to be sitting at about 218, 219, 220. And that's before you talk about the people that have been pulled from the House to fill cabinet positions that Donald Trump wants to appoint them to. Then you got the Senate, where they only have the Senate by 3 or 4 votes. They just do not have anywhere close to the 2/3 majority to push through an amendment. And even then, if you look at all the states Donald Trump won in the election, that was only 34 states. He would need 38, and even in those 34 states, they do not have majorities in all of the legislatures of those 34 that they could get an amendment passed. Amendments take a long time to do. This isn't something they could push through quickly. And besides, even though the 22nd passed rather quickly, it still took almost 4 years. And that was a knee-jerk reaction to FDR dying in office during his fourth presidential term. And congressional politicians at the time said, yeah, we don't want like this idea of presidents being elected and being around for, he was going on, had completed 12 and was on the way to 16 years in office. And they said, yeah, we don't like this anymore. I just don't see them going back. And that also being said, when they passed it, we had already had Grover Cleveland, previously, about who had served 2 non-consecutive terms. So they knew about non-consecutive terms as even being a possibility. And they just said, yeah, we're not doing that. That's not a thing. So Donald Trump will not be able to run for another term. I think this was just a bad attempt at a joke. But even though he floats the idea out there, there are things that prevent him, and he just does not have the margins to even attempt to make it a reality.